Specific messages you want to share with the LGBT community at large?
Sure. I guess I'll start off. One of the things that I mentioned today is that this sends a very big and clear message, not just to kids who are thinking of coming out of the closet or the citizens in general of Colorado. This sends a message to the world that we are going to lead. We are going to be a light that hopefully can guide other countries who are thinking of doing something progressive like this. I mentioned Iran, which executes homosexuals, or Uganda, which is considering a bill to do that, or to allow for that, and that we need to show the world, and I think this will be news globally, that it is possible to make those courageous decisions and to step forward and say, this is something we're going to do to grant equal rights and equal dignity to citizens in a state.
The one thing I would add is, the 8 of us have the honor of serving in these bodies and have the ability to vote on these, but we would not be able to get this done without the strong support and the work of people in the LGBT community and our allies. And from all of us, thank you for everyone out there who made this possible, because their work gave us the ability to do this down here and make this day possible.
I'm willing to bet that the 8 of you have some pretty interesting personal stories about coming out, and I wonder how you think having this just passed would affect that decision any differently. Would it have made it an easier process? If someone could kind of...
That's what I wanted to say to Nick's question is, I think all 8 of us feel a certain responsibility to serve as role models for young people who are growing up in our state, struggling with their sexual orientation, coming out, coming to terms with who they are. It's not an easy process, and it's, I hope, getting easier. And I would hope that it's not just the 8 of us that have a responsibility to serve as role models, but now it's gay men and lesbians all across this state who will form stable, loving, committed relationships that will be recognized by this law, that will also have an opportunity to serve as role models for those young people and make their struggle and their coming out process easier.
I hope one thing that people hear today in the passage of civil unions is that everyone and every family is welcome here in the state. I came out, started the coming out process just after Matthew Shepard had been brutally beaten to death just north of Denver. And for me, that was the world I came out into. One of violence, one of rejection, one of refusal. And for folks who are coming out today, hopefully they know that they have support, that the state government wants to honor and recognize the relationships that they form and the families that they care for, and that we've hopefully turned a corner. My good friend's saying that was stolen from MLK Jr., that the arc of the moral universe is long, and it bends towards justice.
And I have a few words. Don't be scared to be who you really are. Don't be scared to be gay or lesbian. You're awesome people, all of you. And now you can do it with equality and dignity and respect.
Yeah, and I would say, when I was young, I felt that I didn't love all these boys that my girlfriends thought were so wonderful, but I was alone. I didn't know any lesbians or gay women because I didn't live in Greenwich Village, and I was in Nebraska, so I thought everybody, all the gay people are back east. So this is a true story. I got married to a wonderful man, a rich, prominent man, and I loved him as a brother. And I then figured out, I think this isn't right. When I saw women coming out in PFLAG, the National Organization for Women, the League of Women Voters, and I got to meet lesbians, and I realized, oh dear, I have a wonderful husband. I have 2 beautiful children. Now what do I do? But anyway, this is going to make coming out so much easier. It's accepted. We have the stamp of approval of Colorado law with civil unions. So I think with all the gay-straight alliances that are happening in our public schools, our students are knowing that it's okay to be gay. There are friendly teachers in that school. We have hotlines now for students who can call Safe to Tell. I can't remember the other hotlines, but the internet has been very good for young people to be able to go and look up where they can get support for being gay.
one more question.
Mr. Speaker, what about the argument that it could be discrimination against religious groups if there wasn't an exemption on adoption? And speak a little from your own personal experience about why adoption is really something that needs to be protected in terms of discrimination based on sexuality.
Yeah, you know, the arguments we have at the well, these both in the House and the Senate around religious exemption, you know, really boil down to allowing people to discriminate against LGBT people. We, all of us together, you know, with the passage of this bill, are talking about expanding equality and expanding opportunity, and those amendments would have allowed people to discriminate. And when we're looking at, and I said to the well, you know, there are over 650 kids who need homes in the foster care system today. And to shut out and allow some agencies to say, you know, we're going to pick and choose who can take care of those kids, that's not the right thing to do. Those kids need loving homes, regardless if it's a straight or a gay family who wants to take those kids in. And, you know, I've been honored to have a foster daughter with the hopes of adopting. Senator Ulibarri has 2 adopted kids. You know, there are hundreds of LGBT couples who want to raise kids. And these kids who are in the foster system have, for some reason, been taken away from their biological parents because of abuse or neglect. And what they need more than anything is a family who loves them and wants to raise them. And we should not deny them the opportunity to have 2 loving parents, be it 2 women, 2 men, a man and a woman. The main and most important thing from a state policy is to make sure they have loving parents who want to raise them. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming today.